I want to come back to the interface of your organization with government. You mentioned the Inland Revenue Service. Yes. You mentioned all that. I'm not sure that the coverage has reached government agencies like the Commerce and Industry,
yes, it's in pipeline.
Women Affairs, because we're talking about women.
Recently, sir, we had an advocacy to the Ministry of
Local Government and Chieftaincy Matters.
And one of the suggestions, issues raised there was how to harmonize all the taxes and levies. Because we have these taxes overlapping. We have the taxes overlapping. We need to harmonize so that we don't have too many taxes that will discourage people. And that is one of, and they said they are already mapping the thing out in their ministry, the Ministry of Local Government.
You talked about mapping. Yes. I want to be sure that we understand what mapping really is. And, I have been involved with, in interface with government agencies. I understand the bureaucracy, and the fact is that sometimes those of us in the civil society space, it sounds and looks like a rivalry. Most of the time, or you'd like to say that some people are trying to expose some people, and then it becomes very difficult. I remember that on Monday, I had conversation with the executive director of Nigerian Network of NGOs, Mr. Olusheyi, and one of our big conversations on Monday, I was basically reviewing or previewing the Nigeria's voluntary national review at the HLPF High Level Political Forum in New York on online engagement. And my concern has been the fact that the civil society and government, these two forces look like they are always in entanglements. They are always in some battle, rather than in a cooperative, sense. So I want to know. You were talking about the engagement you've had so far, the reservations that you have about that. But as civil society, you are also supposed to be, policy, advocates. You're supposed to prescribe how the civil society and government can work together effectively to achieve the aim of sustainable development here. So I'd like you to tell me, what would you want to see changed in this process that we are talking about?
Let me say that what I will see the change I want to see is when we are having a unified collaboration, whereby the people within the government will be seeing that civil society groups are actually working or assisting them in what they're supposed to do. Because civil society groups are very, very close to the people within communities. So the people in government should see civil society groups or civil society organizations as helper in developmental projects or developmental agenda.
Okay. All right. So I will come back.
We want to see changes in tax administration.
What do you mean by that?
Changes in the sense that when people are paying, is the projection. When people are paying, they should give back to the people.
Okay.
We have a small model on that, tax to service. For instance, let's take Dugbe Market as an example. If people in Dugbe Market are paying, because in our market outreaches, we've appointed tax monitors in each trading group to monitor payment of tax. And if people are actually paying, and there's a particular need in that market, the market leadership should be free to walk straight to the government and demand for such need. But part of our advice to them is one need at a time. One need at a time. Let's just try this and see how it works. Around markets in Ibadan, other parts of Oyo State, in Oyo, in Ogbomoso, Igboora, let the market people pay. The market leadership identify a need, a particular present need, felt need at that particular time, and meet government on it. And let's get it done. by the time we are doing it in this bit-to-bit form, we will go a long way.
Okay, in this era of open government partnership and all the related, technicalities, I've been wondering that if you are advocating that the people should pay taxes, and you're also saying that the government should judiciously use the taxes for the purpose of development of everybody and equitable distribution of the national wealth and the rest of it. Who watches the watcher now? Who watches the implementer? I mean, I'm talking basically about monitoring. When there's serious opacity in government dealings and spendings, how do we make sure that there is, transparency? So tell me, what are you putting in place to make sure that there will be transparency in disbursement, in collection and disbursement and implementation and so on and so forth?
Let me say that that's the reason why we are advocating for this. That citizens should know their rights. They should be involved in governance. Participatory governance. Let me say that when there is openness. For instance, she said the other time that taking Dugbe Market as example, let people within Dugbe Market knows what they are paying to the government. There's nothing stopping the government to place a billboard and give breakdown of what they are paying, and tell them what you are using their money for. People will have that trust in government. So, but when they are not doing that, it will be more harder. Because people, there will be no willingness to even hear what government is doing or what government is preaching to them. But when they are being carried along, when they are being involved in the process of governance, everything will go the way it's supposed to go. For instance, there is something what we call budgetary participation. Yes. Last year or early this year, last year, Oyo State government did something like town hall meeting on budget.
Yes.
But let me say that it should be more opened. The way they did it, maybe they based it on senatorial districts. Why not giving it to the local government? Have this town hall meeting in all the local governments. Let people participate in what you wanted to spend and what you are thinking you are bringing in for the government. When this is conclusive, people will follow what the government is doing. And let me say this, that within even in our local government structures, the local government authorities should try as much as possible to be open. Oyo State is open a bit because they are publicizing the budgets, or let me say the incomes and expenditures of the government.
You mean of COVID-19?
No. When we are talking of the whole thing, they are publishing it. Okay. But it should be more open. The way they are publishing is to the elites.
Okay, so they should break it down.
Yes, people within the neighborhood, people within the grassroots, they should expand it. They should expand the scope of giving the feedback, giving information to the grassroots in a way they will understand. Because many of us are not onto this internet thing.
Okay.
So many of the citizens are not too. But if they break it down to their own level, they localize the information, they will get it and they will respond actively.
So my question now will be, when you talk about, breaking this thing down and the rest of it, how much involved are you with the National Orientation Agency? They have offices in every local government in Nigeria. So talk to me. Have you interfaced with them in any way?
I wouldn't say we have interfaced with them. We are still, carrying out our advocacies. So it is possible we carry them along because they have a wide coverage.
That's your next assignment.
Yes.
That's your next. I'm recommending. That's your next assignment.
We will do that. We will do that.
All right. So still talking points on Splash FM here in the city of Ibadan. Tax Justice and Governance Platform is here talking about financing for development projects. Essentially, the idea behind this project is to make sure that we all Nigerians pay their taxes, and also make sure that the government also does its own part by way of judiciously deploying the taxes to development purposes. You know that, our march towards development, particularly the 2030 Agenda for Development, we call it SDGs. Yes. And we're talking about leaving no one behind. And the whole essence is to make sure that whatever we give at this time, is used to develop our society, particularly in this era of COVID-19 that is taking the world by storm. And don't forget that revenue from oil is dropping, and therefore we have to look inwards. And looking inwards means that we have to bring the taxation to the table. Previously, our tax to GDP has been 6% in Nigeria, one of the lowest in the whole world. And the government has been talking about lifting it to 15%, which will be good for all of us. But when we lift to 15%, are we going to get the maximum out of it? Those are some of the questions. So after this commercial break, I will ask my guests to talk to the audience. And if it is possible, I'll ask you to speak in Yoruba to those who are listening to us on why they should pay their taxes. That will be the next agenda on Talking Points on Splash FM. We have a commercial break. Please don't go away.
Every single morning, I wake up feeling ginger. No time for darling, so I stay woke like a dreamer. Let them say whatever, but I still there on the matter. And I promise to never stop till I get to the top of the ladder.
Introducing the new Peak Yogurt, the exciting drink that gives you tasty nourishment in every sip for you to be you, do you, and go for you. Peak Yogurt comes in orange, strawberry, and plain sweetened flavor, all available in nearby stores.
Go for you, you go reach your peak. Go for you, must go reach my peak.
Reach for your peak.
Smooth. But how I do my thing. Smooth.
Brewed longer for a smooth taste for Niger Kings.
Smooth.
Be a king.
Fully furnished, nice and comfortable hostel accommodation in University of Ibadan?
Babe, Grain Smart. Is it a flavor?
No, it's a special mix of vitamins and iron in Golden Morn.
But I thought Golden Morn was made from maize and soya.
Yes, Niger maize and soya protein fortified with Grain Smart, which means the right energy to think and do great things.
Oh!
Treat your family to the great taste and energy of Golden Morn. Eat up and carry go, because nothing do you. Golden Morn, make every day amazing.
Now that the embargo has been lifted on the local flights across Nigeria, travelers can enjoy seamless flight arrangements with YouFit Fly as a result of our partnership with domestic airlines across different destinations for our clients to enjoy a pocket-friendly fares or affordable prices. Join the wise today and enjoy prompt services in and out of Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, Kano, and Owerri. Pending the time the Aviation Authority will open more airports. Visit YouFit Fly office for your local flight ticket at Block 8 Plot 15, Oluyole Main Estate, Ring Road, Ibadan, or better still call 080-600-64946 or 070-390-48519. With YouFit Fly, your local flight is made easy. YouFit Fly says, stay safe.
My dear people, did you know that monies from taxes and levies from companies and individuals have a great advantage for our development? Moreover, payment of tax is not punishment, rather your contribution to development of the society and of the state and local government. As you pay your tax, you have the right to ask government how they spend it. Government should encourage taxpayers by removing double taxation and middlemen, as this is one of the problems of the informal sector. Taxpayers must be respected too and work with tax collectors. With tax money, our state and local government will see new development, especially in the areas of healthcare services, transportation, roads, agriculture, security, potable drinking water, and other social services. Tax are a very important source of development. Let's pay our tax today. This message is from Niger Delta Budget Monitoring Group, Ndebomok, with support from Oxfam.
Splash FM 105.5.
All right, it's still talking points on Splash FM here in the city of Ibadan, and we're still talking tax and taxation. One of those interesting things about us in this country is I remember when I read the book Iroye, the book written by Professor Lucas. I remember that there's a part of the book where he talked about tax collectors. And whenever in the 60s, whenever people saw tax collectors coming, they bolted and then ran into the bush. And he also recalled in that book that you will see able-bodied men, even heads of families that are dragged because of taxation. So it shows you that the primary place of tax in governance and development cannot be swept under the carpet. So we need to really talk about this matter. But you see, just like we were saying off the microphone, the elite do pay taxes, particularly the formal sector. People who work in companies, people who work in universities, people who work in civil service, their taxes are deducted from the source. So there wouldn't be any reason for them to evade taxes. You're talking about market women, really. When you're talking about market women, it's a different scenario because some people who work if you work in a bank or you work in, in corporate organizations, your taxes are deducted from the source. When you get your salary, you see that tax has been deducted. So, it's a different matter whether the company, has remitted to the government or not. But in this matter, we are talking about the informal sector. The artisans, the market women, and the rest of it, yes, about convincing them to pay taxes. I'd like you to speak to these people in the language that they understand better. So talk to them about why they need to pay their taxes and what they get after paying taxes.
Gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ àti káàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà tẹ́tí ń gbọ́ wa. Ìmọ̀ràn tá a mú wá láti Tax Justice and Governance Platform ni wípé a ní ojúṣe láti ṣe fún ìjọba. Ìjọba náà ní ojúṣe tirẹ̀ láti ṣe fún wa. Tí a bá dákẹ́ tí a ṣojúṣe tiwa, a lè lẹ́nu tàbí àyà láti sọ̀rọ̀ ká fọwọ́ sọ̀yà láwùjọ wípé báwo níjọba ṣe ṣe. À ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa participatory governance. Ìyẹn ni pé kí gbogbo wa jùmọ̀ jọ ṣe. À ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa women inclusion. Pé káwọn obìnrin náà lẹ́nu ń bẹ̀. Kí la ṣe fẹ́ lẹ́nu ń bẹ̀? Nígbà tá a bá fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú ìjọba. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú ìjọba. Ẹ jẹ́ ká san owó orí. Mo rántí láyé ọjọ́ wọn ní owó orí dòde bàbá wa ló kọ́ san. Àwọn àgbà tí ò san, wọ́n ní wọ́n ń bẹ láti mọ́lé ní mọ̀pó. Ó mì pé nǹkan ìwúrí, nǹkan tó wuyì, ìwà ọmọlúwàbí ni owó orí sísan nígbà náà. Ní àsìkò yìí náà, ẹ jẹ́ ká san. A sọ̀rọ̀, ìjọba náà á gbọ́. Ohun táwa dúró lé lórí ni pé kí owó orí yẹn kó má gara jù, kó jẹ́ ní tó jẹ́ pé níwọ̀ntúnwọ̀nsì, kó má dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé owó orí tá máa san yóò máa pọ̀ tágbára ò ní gbé. Ṣùgbọ́n nǹkan tó bá ti wà níwọ̀ntúnwọ̀nsì, tá dẹ̀ ń rí pé ìjọba ń lò ó fún ohun tó yẹ kán ṣe. Ṣé rí pé àwùjọ wa máa wuyì láti gbé, títí wa yọ̀ kòlòlò, àáríná ọba lò. Gbogbo ilé ìwòsàn wa náà á dúró déédéé. Àwọn ọmọ wa lọ sílé ẹ̀kọ́, wọ́n á gboyè, wọ́n á yege, wọ́n á ṣoríire, wọ́n á máa tọ́jú àwa náà. ọlọ́run á ràn wá lọ́wọ́ o
All right.
ẹ̀yin ọlọ́jà àtàjèrè o gbogbo wa láfi ajé jẹun o.
08091551055, 08056998678, and 07069493000. Those are the numbers. Just a call or two before we wrap up the conversation on the program today. 08091551055, 08056998678, and 07069493000. Once you come on stream and you hear my voice, just continue to talk. We certainly will be here to receive your comments and queries if you have any. Okay, just one more call, and that call is here. Hello, good afternoon.
Elizabeth from Wire.
Mrs. Elizabeth from Wire and Cable. Let's talk, madam.
Conversation, but I think the body should also look at the area of tax getting into wrong pockets. When you are on the most of their parts and ISO. You understand? And these people do pay through their notice. They pay, whether directly or indirectly, I don't know, but I think the government is not doing enough in that area. Then concerning the market women, they too pay, and it gets into wrong hands. So I think the issue of money getting into wrong hands should be looked into.
All right, thank you very much for calling, madam. Just this one before we go. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good evening.
Welcome to Talking Points. Very quickly, your name, please.
Yes, Mr. Tobias.
Mr. Adams.
Just of my opinion is just that with the looks of things, we see that the public has their own duties and obligations to the citizens, which often time we people, we don't see that. So if we are talking about tax, what is the government giving back to the people? And we are paying tax. What taxes are we paying when we are not even seeing the dividend of the democracy itself? All right. It's not fair enough.
All right, thank you.
That's my opinion and contribution. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I like your opinion. You're a very blunt person, okay? But the fact is that my guests have said it repeatedly that we should ask questions. She has talked about participatory. That's the whole essence of it. So when you pay, you ask. You understand that. You have the confidence to ask. That's the whole essence of it. Let's wrap up this conversation. And I'd like to say thanks to you for coming. Mrs. Ola Salami is the State Coordinator, Tax Justice and Governance Platform of your state. Thank you for coming, madam.
Thank you for having me.
And Mr. Olatunji Olua Bukola is Secretary, Tax Justice and Governance Platform of your state. Thank you for coming.
Having me.
I also have here with them Comrade Bobola Agbeja. She's also a member of the Tax Justice Platform. Thank you for coming, and we'll continue this conversation much later. I need to get to the bottom of this tax matter. We'll certainly do. So I'll take my leave now. And M-Spice is in the building already. About the news update as well as Game On. Michael Olatunbosun is the name.
My dear people, did you know that monies from taxes and levies from companies and individuals have a great advantage for our development? Moreover, payment of tax is not punishment, rather your contribution to development of the society and of the state and local government. As you pay your tax, you have the right to ask government how they spend it. Government should encourage taxpayers by removing double taxation and middlemen, as this is one of the problems of the informal sector. Taxpayers must be respected too and work with tax collectors. With tax money, our state and local government will see new development, especially in the areas of healthcare services, transportation, roads, agriculture, security, potable drinking water, and other social services. Tax are a very important source of development. Let's pay our tax today. This message is from Niger Delta Budget Monitoring Group, Ndebomok, with support from Oxfam.
Splash FM 105.5.
We're not going to cuss at you. We're not going to yell at you.
We're just going to give you the best of information and entertainment that everyone can agree on.
105.5, The Splash.